We are in the coaching business, and the reason we're not consultants is because of the following story. Once there was a young man driving a 7 Series BMW down a country road, and he saw a shepherd and his flock. He pulled off to the side of the road, got at his laptop with this latest GPS, plugged in the coordinates, put in another piece of software that allowed him to actually calculate the number of sheep the shepherd had in his flock. He says to the shepherd, "Sir, if I can guess how many sheep you have in your flock, can I have one?" The shepherd said, "Of course you can. You have 640 sheep." The shepherd said, "That's amazing. I don't know how you did that, but a bet is a bet, and you may go ahead and you can have my sheep." As the young man was stuffing the animal into the back seat of his car, the shepherd said, "Young man, if I can guess what profession you're in, may I have my animal back?" Well, the young man thought, "Sure, there's no way you could possibly know what I do for a living." Well, the shepherd said, "You're a consultant." Well, the young man thought, "Well, how did you know that?" The shepherd said, "You show up unannounced. You gave me information I already had, and you took my dog." Let me suggest to you that I have been invited to be here, so I'm not unannounced. My intent is to give you some information that you haven't had before. And my intent is that you will take away some tools that you can begin practicing immediately in all aspects of your life. See, what we've learned in the area of extraordinary performance is you've heard the old adage, practice makes perfect. You've heard that. Well, that's simply not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. But more importantly, practice makes permanent. Whatever thought processes you practice, you are world-class experts at it. Think about those people in your lives that complain. Aren't they experts? No matter what wonderful things are going on, what do? They have a predisposition to lock into what's not working. It's a practice mindset. People practice blaming. They're always the victims. It's always somebody else's fault. And people practice looking for opportunities, always find them no matter what the market conditions. One of the aspects of our business is we help companies develop a sustainable culture. So we have long-term relationships with certain customers. I was visiting one customer who's in the development business, and they have an all-hands-on-deck staff meeting once a week where all members of the company come together, all 150. And some people were just recently concerned by what happened with Bear Stearns. And so they were worried. In our vernacular, they were triggered. We're going to cover that in a few moments. And so they were asking questions of some of the vice presidents. And one of the vice presidents stood up and said, "Let me assure you, we do not invest in markets, we invest in opportunities." It's a very powerful focus. So today we're going to explore the impact that our focus has on performance and results. How many of you have a dollar bill in your pocket? If you have a dollar bill, please take it out. They don't pay me enough money for this presentation. Please take it out, and very quickly, if you don't have a dollar bill, put your hand in front of you, and I'm going to ask you some questions. If you have a dollar bill, raise your hand. If you have it in front of you, great, good. Are you ready? I want you to look at the dollar bill. I want you to find something about the dollar bill you never noticed before. When you find it, raise your hand. If you don't have a dollar bill, look at your hand. Find something about your hand you've never noticed before. When you find it, raise your hand. Good. Look again. Find something else about the dollar bill you never noticed before. When you find it, raise your hand. Excellent. Look again. Find something else about the dollar bill you never noticed before. When you find it, raise your hand. Beautiful. Stop. What's the value of that exercise? And please don't say a dollar bill. What's the value of that exercise? Whatever you look for, you will find. See, I'm going to submit to you that whatever you pay attention to is based upon practice. People who practice paying attention to how the economy is in the tank, that's what captures your attention. See, in life, we either focus on what we want to have happen, or we focus on what we're afraid will happen, and either way we get to be right. I'm not saying that the economy is not going through challenging times, but remember my client, even in challenging times for the economy, there are opportunities to the trained observer. Now, in that material, there's a quote of mine, and it goes something like this. The undisciplined mind, in the face of what is, focuses on what is not, and then complains and blames. The disciplined mind, in the face of what is, accepts what is and looks for the possibilities of what could be.